Shalom. Before I begin this video, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and continue to reveal what to this very day. That is our feeding the flock through the Spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. And also as well, Shalom to the Hope elect as well. That's continually plowing as well. That's continually showing forth your diligence in this work, spreading this gospel to other members of the Hope elect in faith and truth, sincerity, and all charity. Now, haven't came up with a topic of this video as of yet, but this topic has been on my spirit for quite some time now. I'm not sure if I created a lesson or video on this topic, but if I did, the spirit just wants it to come back out. But this is regarding the subject concerning a threshing floor. Okay, now this place which we reside in, which we all know and is common knowledge now that America is known as Babylon the Great in the Bible, which is also known as the Golden City, the virgin daughter of Babylon in prophecy, in which prophecy is playing out right now before our very eyes, is that one of the things that the scriptures compare this place, Babylon the Great, to is as a threshing floor. Okay, and if you look at this image that I have here on this in front of you, is image of a threshing floor. Okay, and as you can see, it's rounded out. It's basically a place appointed to where corn is released from a sheaf and is beaten with a flail. Okay, and as you can see, it's fleshed out. Is a circular area that's been fleshed out for the purpose of threshing. Okay, now the reason why this is so important is because if you observe threshing floor, this is exactly how America is going to be taken in that day. Okay, as our corn is out of a sheaf and put into a threshing floor and beaten with a flail, guess what? Babylon the Great, which is known as America, is going to be beaten in like manner. Okay, and the device that the Lord is going to use to beat this place to nothing but dust, and as the area that you see right here that's been that looks like this image, right, where the area is all fleshed out and is really when you look at it, it's completely devoid. In other words, when you look at this image, it's compared to something that has been completely wiped out. Okay, and that's how Babylon is going to appear once the Lord destroyed this place by that device which I mentioned, in which that device is the ICBM thermonuclear missiles that's going to be shot to this place from one end of the earth to the other. Okay, and if you're reading the definition for a threshing floor, right, you just hit OK on that, got on airplane mode. But yeah, so I just did a regular Google search for a threshing floor. Basically, it's a space where sheaves of grain is opened up, and the stalks are spread across the floor, right? And so you have donkeys and oxen that are walked around and dragging a heavy threshing board behind them to tear the ears of grain from the stalks and loosen the grain itself from the husk. Now, this is an act, whether the threshing is an act of having the grain loosened from the husks. Okay, in which, if you look at the process of threshing, basically you're separating the grain from the husk. Okay, so that is also a part of the return of our Lord. Not only does it encompass the destruction of Babylon the Great, but also as well the separation of his elect from out of the earth. All right, his separation of the elect from the earth. Okay, that's why the Lord has a certain amount of men from the nation of Israel that has been set aside for himself and are separated for his use. All right, separated for his pleasure. Okay, but So there's two types, like it says here, for a threshing floor. It says one type is especially flattened outdoor surface, usually circular and paved. Okay, so again, like I mentioned earlier, that specific area that's cut off or set aside, basically that is something that is flattened. Okay, so likewise with Babylon is going to be flattened out by way of what? The missiles. Okay, this place is going to be turned into a complete desert wasteland. And as you can see, that's what you see with the threshing floor. When it's fleshed out, it's wasted. It's as if it's flattened out. Okay. Now the second type is inside a building with a smooth floor of earth, stone, or wood, where a farmer would thresh the grain harvest and then winnow it. Okay. So that's it on that, on concerning the threshing floor. I want to go ahead and jump into the precept I have concerning that. The first one I got is Jeremiah chapter 51, and this is at verse 33. And this is where the Lord compared Babylon the Great as a threshing floor. Okay, so it says, "For thus saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh Bashim Shai, the power of Israel, the daughter of Babylon, is like a threshing floor." Okay, like I told you earlier in the image. Okay, so Babylon the Great is going to be a threshing floor. Okay, it is time to thresh her. Yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. Okay, and we're nearing that time of harvest right now. Okay, the time of the harvest of Yahweh Bashim Shai, which is what encompasses a harvest. A harvest is a time in a season to where you gather the wheat and other resources together for your use. So, and that's also a part of separation. When you separate the corn from the husk, and you separate the wheat from the tares. Okay, and that's what you're seeing. We're coming into the time of the harvest, to where the Lord is separating the ones that he wants and the ones that he doesn't want. And the ones that he does not want, guess what? He's going to take them and he's going to burn them. All right, Ashley, let me go ahead and get it. That's like it. Since I brought that out. This is the book of Matthew chapter 13, and this is at verse 30. Okay. Let me get straight to the point. Verse 30 it says, "Let both grow together." It's talking about the wheat and the tares. Okay. It says, "Let both grow together until the harvest, and in the time of the harvest I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them, but gather the wheat into my barn." See that? So first is the gathering of the tares, right? But like it says here, he says to the reapers, okay? And he's commanding the reapers to go out and to first get the tares, bind them in bundles, and do what? And burn them. Okay? And that's what's going to happen. So the tares are going to be gathered together, all right? And the Lord is going to burn them, all right? And again, it's by way of the missiles, okay? But it says here, "But gather the wheat into my barn." Okay, you see that? So, and the wheat represents the elect, okay? And that's it on this one. I want to grab another one. Okay, it should be in Revelations. Let me get it real quick. And then I believe I close it out on this. Right, so this is Revelation chapter 14, and this is at verse 14. Yeah, Revelation 14. It says, "And I looked, and behold, a white cloud, and upon the cloud one sat like unto the Son of Man, having on his head a golden crown, and in his hand a sharp sickle." All right. And this is talking about Yahweh Shai. Okay. "And another angel came out of the temple, crying with a loud voice to him that sat on the cloud, Thrust in thy sickle and reap, for the time is come for thee to reap, for the harvest of the earth is ripe." Okay, and we're in that time. We're in a time where the harvest of the earth is ripe. Okay, in other words, this place is ready to be taken. Okay, and the best time to overtake a kingdom or a city is when the people are at rest. Okay, because when you're at rest, your defenses are down. Okay, and what do you have here in America? These people are at rest. All right, their defenses are down because they believe that they're going to continue forever. Okay, they deceive themselves. So Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, or Yahweh by way of his son Yahweh Shai, has caught them at a point to where they're the most vulnerable. Okay, why? Because you have these people have convenience at the tip of their fingers. Okay, and also wickedness is at an all-time high. Okay, and wickedness to these people are pleasurable. Okay, so at the level of wickedness that this place is at right now, these people are ready to be taken. Okay, there's only so much that there's only so much wickedness that can be pushed out by the people. That's how the Lord destroyed the earth in the first time. He destroyed because the heart of men was set on evil continually, and that's what you have now today. Okay, it says, let's see, verse 16 says, and he that sat on the cloud thrust in his sickle in the earth, and the earth was reaped. And another angel came out of the temple which is in heaven, he also having a sharp sickle. And another angel came out from the altar which had power over fire, and cried with a loud voice to him that had the sharp sickle, saying, thrust in that sharp sickle and gather the clusters of the vine of the earth, for her grapes are fully ripe, like I was mentioning earlier. And the angel thrust in his sickle to the earth and gathered the vine of the earth and cast it into the great winepress of the wrath of the Most High. And that's the point. In verse 20, it says, and the winepress was trodden without the city, and blood came out of the winepress. So that's a great slaughter. Okay, so this is what you're going to witness here in the last of the last days, in the final milliseconds of this place. Is a complete destruction and bloodshed. Okay, that's the time of the harvest that we're coming into very soon. Okay, and again, like I said at the beginning of the video, this place is compared to a threshing floor. Okay, so with that, I'm gonna go ahead and close out on that note. Lord's will, this was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel, and Lord's will, this is also edifying to the ones that the believers, the sincere Akim, Tazadakim, the few sisters that believe in this word as well. And also as well, once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Shai, Ba'Shem Chakodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that rule well to this day, and also Shalom, peace and safety, and salutations to the whole free elect that's continually laboring this work and also do labor, giving your diligence to make your call and election sure, and faith and truth and sincerity in all charity. And with that, I say Shalom.